channel. Today I would like to talk about skills, how to deal with bloating and anxiety, and food guilt. First off, I would like to give a little update on myself and my tummy issue situation. So as you all know, if you've watched the first video, I went to the gastroenterologist yesterday. So what I have is actually something that is called dyspepsia or irritable bowel. In German this is Reizmagen or Dyspepsie, and the symptoms that come with it are extreme bloating, extreme sensitivity to bloating, so that it's actually going to hurt you quite a lot. It gets worse if you eat foods like fast food or really sweet and really fatty stuff that is quite hard to digest. It's independent from stress. So for me this diagnosis was quite bivalent, because on the one hand I now know that it was not something that I just imagined in my head and that has something to do with my eating disorder, but that is a real problem. On the other hand, it's quite hard to realize that I will have to deal with those problems probably for the next years, and I still have to make sure I eat enough, and this is no excuse at all to let the eating disorder come back. I will try out 2 medications that he recommended, but still no clue what the best therapy would be. So I will probably have to deal with it for quite a time. That was the little update on me and my tummy situation. If you don't have any tummy issues, that's really great, because then the bloating will probably go away quite quickly in your recovery. Something you have to deal with in the beginning a lot, but it gets better by time. I divided the topic in 3 sections. I want to start with really pure biological skills. Then I would like to continue with skills to use while eating, and then skills to use after having eaten. And third section would be really pure psychological. So what helped me definitely was to cut out fruit and vegetables a lot. So especially fruits do bloat you, and you can't avoid that. That's normal. That's definitely normal. And if you don't care about bloating, that's fine. But if you're in recovery and you really have to deal with tummy issues and bloating, and that really triggers you to eat less, then I would recommend eat less fruit and vegetables. Also, you have to realize that fruit and vegetables are really low calorie. So if you want to gain weight, it's probably not the best option for you. Another thing that helps against bloating is to avoid drinking a lot during the meals. It's recommended to drink before meals and after meals, but not during the meals. If you like to drink during the meals, and you would probably drink too less if you don't, then I would recommend to drink water without any sparkling, or some tea like fennel tea. Apart from that, it helps to cook the things you eat more. That's something you can try out. So I know this sounds a little weird, but it helps actually quite a lot of times. So if you're bloated, just lay down flat on your stomach and kind of press the stomach against the floor. So I don't know why it actually helps. Maybe it's just the physical pressure on it, but it does sometimes. What will help you definitely is to distribute the calories equally all over the day, so that you have at least 6 meals, because it just makes it easier for your stomach to deal with the food that comes into it, and it will decrease the bloating extremely. Also, if you give food to your stomach regularly, the acid production is much more controlled. So if you haven't eaten for a long time and then you eat, you will get extremely bloated. This is not the case if you eat regularly. So for me, having a warm shower after eating was extremely helpful. It's also actually helpful because then it's quite a challenge for most of us in the beginning, because we don't want to see our bloated stomach. But the thing is, the more you face this and the more you deal with these fears, you will realize that these fears are not necessary to have. I will continue with the skills you can use while you're actually eating. What I can recommend personally, also that differs from person to person, is Just read a book or a newspaper article or just something that kind of relaxes you. I also like to watch videos a lot, so YouTube videos, maybe also from recovery channels, because it kind of motivates you or keeps you going. Talking to other people, if you're living in a flat with others or if you have a family, maybe ask them to join you while eating. You have to make sure that you're not comparing to them. If they don't eat at this time when you're eating, if they eat less, if they eat something low calorie, or if they just, I don't know, it doesn't matter what they do. You're in your recovery, you have to do it regardless everything else. Don't compare it to them, because love is so much more worthy than what a person eats. Like, honestly. After you've eaten, it's very, very helpful to distract yourself, and it's almost inevitable to do so. There are a lot of techniques or skills you can use. So basically you can just go to sleep, if it's possible. If your stomach doesn't hurt too much and you can just simply start sleeping, then do so. Because while you're sleeping, your body is digesting, it is resorbing all the nutrients that it needs. Your mind is on rest and you don't have to think a lot about the food. So this is a really easy thing you can do. And also, especially in the beginning of recovery, you will experience a lot of fatigue and you will be extremely tired, especially after eating. So just sleeping might be a good option. Sometimes I also experience the talking to other people or calling them on the phone to just distract yourself until the bloating has passed. You can write a journal where you kind of write down your thoughts you're having and just clarify your mind, what is really bothering you, and if this is really food that you've just eaten or if this might be something else. Because in a lot of our cases we just picture our emotions on the food, so we have the negative emotions around food, although the negative emotions do not necessarily come from the food or do not concern the food. The next step is something that can be seen critical, because a lot of us, if we are bloated or if we've eaten and we have to deal with food guilt, tend to think, oh my god, I have to run, I have to exercise it off, I have to get rid of this feeling. And maybe on the back of your mind you have the calorie number and how long you have to run until this calorie number is burned off and things like that. So exercising off food is something you should completely push away in recovery, because to exercise off the food you've eaten is an ED behavior, and ED behaviors are something you should not give in when you're in recovery. However, some very gentle movement does just biologically help your body to digest the food or to deal with bloating. So going for a little walk, just a relaxed walk, might really be a good tool to use. And basically you can just pretend you're doing it for the bloating reason, but in reality you have the thought of exercise in your mind. But honestly, what you have to realize then is that the only one you're betraying at this moment is yourself, your real self you want to become again. Doing some stretching exercises from yoga or doing some breathing techniques from yoga or from Pilates is extremely helpful, because it lowers your level of stress in your body. Also laying down and just focusing on other parts of your body. So for example, you can turn the attention towards your legs or your hands or whatever it is. Just experience, just try it out. Maybe you find something that helps you. Oh, and another thing that still helps me a lot is after you've eaten, just do the dishes, do the laundry, do some cleaning. Basically, these are all the skills I can think of so far, and it is really important that you find out what helps you best. Make yourself a list what skills and techniques you have to deal with those problems, and if you're really desperate, then just put out the list, decide on something and do this. Then we come to the simple psychological things or skills. So basically, what you have to realize is that feeling full and having eaten is nothing bad. This is so stuck in our minds. Feeling full means you have food in your body, and having food in your body means having energy to live, having energy to exercise one day, having energy to love other people, having energy to pursue your dreams, having energy to do whatever you want, just live your fucking life. But it's not, oh my gosh, this is something I have to preach myself every day, because bloating is one of the biggest triggers for me to restrict. And just realize it's nothing bad. It's just nothing bad. It's just food in your body and your body's reaction to the food. But food is so much more than just your body's reaction to the food. So just realize it's the basis for your life and nothing else. It's just the basis. It just keeps you going. And life is about other things, not about the food. I tell this myself every day. That's everything I wanted to say for now. I hope you can find at least 1 or 2 skills that work for you. I plan to do a full day of eating on Monday, so it will probably be up on Tuesday. It might be interesting for you because I had to increase my calories again. I'm at 3,700 now, which is a huge amount of food. And if you struggle with a very fast metabolism as I do, or just simply need ideas of food you can eat to gain weight, maybe have a look at it, maybe it will help, I hope so. I do have a lot of other videos planned. I don't know yet exactly when they will come out. I do hope that you have or had a wonderful week, and wish you all the best.